Okay then. Hello. It is me, it is I, it is Riho. And today we are making some music, but first let me fix the volume a bit. Okay, so like I said last time, today I will be making some music for Office Management 101. We've been doing pixel art quite a while now, and I thought it's time for a bit of a change in the stream to mix it up a bit more. And we originally started with all the music stuff, and then I transitioned to more pixel art and even some programming. But you know, gotta keep it interesting. Gotta keep changing up things. So let's see, who do we even have today? We have let's see, it shows 4 viewers, so there's some of you already, and hopefully some more will join as the stream goes on. How are the volumes and stuffs, by the way? I've changed like a whole lot of things in the in front of me and in the deck, so to say. So let me know if there are any problems, and hello to everyone who has joined as well. This picture that I have behind me here was kind of a joke that popped up in my Discord, and also supposedly today is Martin Luther King Day, so this picture says I have a dream. So APL from the regular viewer from our streams drew this this sort of mix of me and Martin Luther King, and I'm holding a comic book in this picture, which is an old Estonian comic by Oliver Kallas, who unfortunately has passed away, but his work still lives on. Anyway, I noticed that those comics books, the old versions, the original prints from 1986, I think, are still being sold on local auction sites, and they go for about 3 or 4 euros. And since this was like one of my favorites as a kid, I thought maybe I'd buy it, but I don't have like disposable cash at the moment. So people were saying that when I finally start selling Office Management 101, maybe I'll have that disposable cash. But I'm not sure this kind of stuff would be the best use for that money, even if the game makes enough money to just waste. And that's how all this came about then. This weird thingy here is a fridge magnet that's holding the picture up on the sheet in the background. On the other side, there's a piece of metal that the magnet is stuck to. I didn't want to poke any needles in the sheet, so that's why I used the magnet. Long story short, I'm streaming. Hi. Sure. Riot just came on the Discord and is asking if he can chat there. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can chat in YouTube like you did last time. That's totally fine now. Last time I was saying that I need more monitors, but actually I realized that I have plenty. So I have a tablet in front of me now that should show any chat that you guys post. What else? But most of the time I'm keeping my eye on the Twitch chat. So anyone watching on Twitch, I'll see your chat first, most likely. But yeah, I'm just answering him on Discord as well, just in case. So, what else? Let me check over if everything's working. Yeah, seems to be. Yes, let me take a sip of water before we get to the this stuff. And something's going on. Let me see. Yeah, that was some more chat from Discord, but it wasn't directed to me, so that's fine. So yeah, how are you all doing? We had a great stream last time, so hopefully we'll have a good one this time as well. But yeah, let's get to the let's get to work then. Let me switch the scene here. Bam. Yeah, this is the one. So, as you see, I have let me turn the music off though. So I have a MIDI keyboard here now. Not sure. I don't think it's actually playing. Oh yeah, just needed to turn the volume up a bit more. Have to make sure I find the right balance between my voice and the music though, so feel free to let me know if anything needs changing. So as usual, the Office Management soundtrack, also what you were hearing in the background earlier, is kinda like jazzy piano, Rhodes, kinda stuff that was inspired mostly by a friend of mine who made some demo tracks for the game like years ago. But since he didn't have time to finish them, I took over and made all the music myself. And I've been doing it a little bit since then as well. So what's going on with the keyboard here? I see it's kind of like, I don't know, getting stuck a bit at times. The way I set it up is like I said last time, I'm trying to use my phone's camera to show the keyboard. And the way I've set it up is kind of ridiculous. It's on a stack of bunch of boxes, and the camera is then turned upside down towards the synthesizer. And then I flipped the image for the stream, and then the picture is recording through an app. It's called DroidCam, and it's streaming it over Wi-Fi with a wireless network to my computer, which has the DroidCam client. So it's like quite a ridiculous setup, but it seems to somewhat work. Even though I noticed the buffering issues, but hopefully it's okay. What else? Some more people have joined. Hi to you as well. And I'm seeing that some are on Twitch and some on YouTube. Should actually post the YouTube link on my Discord real quick as well, just in case. Because, you know, some people prefer one, some people prefer the other. So, okay. Anyway, now that's done, I've already experimented with some chords here. So what I wanted to try was the E scale, which starts here, then goes and D again. So it has some white keys, some black keys, and perhaps more complicated, but more, I don't know, maybe interesting as well. And I tried some basic chords on it at first. So the E major chord would be this, right? So it has E, what is it? G sharp and B, which is the first chord I set up here. And then usually pop music uses the fourth and fifth notes a lot. The fourth and fifth note of the scale. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A and B. And I chose the B major chord as the next one, which is this, and this. Right? No, wait, this. Yeah, let me double check here. should be, which is then B, then D sharp and F sharp. But I used an inversion of this chord, which means I moved one of the notes, actually two of the notes, from up here to down here. So this is the second inversion of that chord, I think. And finally, I used the A major chord here, which would be this, and this. A, C sharp, and E. And I also used an inversion of this chord, which is here. So just move the note E from here to down here. So that's the technical stuff of what I've set up. And in succession, it sounds like this. So, what will I do with these chords? First of all, I want to bring down the tempo of this song. Let me mute this and let's listen to 100 might be a good one. And I'm gonna move these chords around a bit. And now let's unmute it. So the plan would be to start off with these chords. And then maybe put some melody parts in after it. And then play some chords again and see where it goes. The way I make music is a lot of experimentation usually. And I play a lot by ear because I can't actually play the piano. I've talked about this before, but in case you haven't seen the previous streams where I've made music, I have no real musical education. I can't actually play any instruments pretty much at all, and that includes the piano because I kind of hate practicing and pretty much practicing anything. And the way I just do things is by learning and understanding, but not necessarily like practicing the motorics. What about harmonica? Yeah, I did practice the harmonica a little bit, but that was maybe for a month or so. And I don't think I could play it right now anymore because that was years ago. And I kind of started hating it because it's very slobbery in a way. I have all my mouth and the surrounding area wet all the time, and the area would like turn reddish. And I don't know, I kind of didn't like that aspect of it too. I don't know. I'm not even sure. It just didn't seem for me. I do like the sound that harmonica makes. It's quite awesome, but yeah. Yeah, Riot thanks me for the mental picture. You're welcome. But you know, this is what the stream is about the like the all the details, all the ugly details of making things, right? Anyway, I'll have a sip of water. Since this is not sponsored, and this is just tap water, not the what the label says, and I'm not gonna show it. And why am I drinking out of a bottle instead of a glass? I have so many things in front of me right now that having a glass full of water kind of seems dangerous because I get clumsy sometimes and I don't want to spill it all over my equipment. So anyway, music. We were making music. So maybe I'll just repeat some of the chords here. Let's see what happens. I have like idea in my head, but I have to figure it out how it would play. For the office management soundtrack, I've used quite a lot of mispressing some of the keys here, but like this kind of rhythm, I've used it quite a lot in the soundtrack. Yeah, that's how I want it, I think. And as you see, how I usually compose is I experiment the chords first on the keyboard, and then I just draw them in the DAW with a mouse. here instead. Yep. Possibly even the same chord as here. Something doesn't quite mix well here. But that might be because of the piano VST that I'm using here. I might try and remove some notes then. And see where the problem was. I could try a higher note here. Oh, whatever, let's leave it like this. But I do want the note here as well, I think. Just checking over the stuff for any chat I might have missed, but it doesn't seem like I missed any. Yeah. So one of the things that I was thinking about earlier today was that it's maybe make the ghost notes last longer. Which ones do you mean? If ghost notes are a musical term, then I'm not quite aware what that means. But if you mean these short ones, then I get what you mean, but I'm not sure. Because they're too close to each other then, these notes. But seems to be better this way. So what do you know? You were right. So last time I promised to give out the browser cookies and didn't really give any real ones. So can't give you any either. Unless you go... I don't think my websites give you any cookies. Except for the wiki of Office Management 101. So if you really do want a cookie, go there. But yeah, whatever. So possibly I want to add some higher notes here now. Running out of keys here though. I can try and take them a bit higher even. To here. And maybe that's too high. So what I also often do is add some bass notes to the chords. So I could add E here. Then B, A, maybe like this. But I can also try some different pianos here and see what they sound like. Hearing some noise, but that might be because of my headphones. I'm not sure. But it also could be that it's clipping. Yeah, but I like the Rhodes part. The Rhodes option for this. let me compare it to TPR again. For the game, it might be better with the roads. So now, let's make these nodes. Let's make these other nodes quieter a bit. Actually, I might make these notes with some other instrument in the first place. What could that be? Maybe something bell-like. So we can try these. That's a weird synth. I'm not sure I've used this for anything. Even more reason to use it then. But this is too dreamy for this game. Can I remove the reverb a bit here? Not familiar with this thing, so let's try and figure it out. So what is this reverb? Where's the reverb volume or something at least? Is it this thing? Yeah. So it should be off now, right? Yeah, like it is right now, it's still too dreamy. So we can't have that. So what else is there? There's this delay. So if I remove that, well, that's a little bit better already. What are these other things? Panorama. That should be the thing that like moves from left to right, and the sound. What else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what else is there? Main control to vibrato. So, what not sure how to turn this on. Might be interesting. Yeah, no. Let's leave it off. What else? I'm still not sure about this sound. I can try some other presets. And see what it sounds like. I'm thinking of replacing it after all. Let's try something else. So I like this more. But again, I'd like to get rid of some of the reverb on it. Yeah, this is fine for now. And if I start hating it later on, I can just change it then. Anyway, this is getting kind of repetitive, so I want to mix it up. So whoops, I think I'd start the second part of the loop with the same chord, but then I change the order and see what that sounds like. Not quite right. Let's test on the keyboard then. So it's this. This. Yeah, I think I want to replace this chord in the middle here with something else, but what would that be then? So the original notes of the chords. The root notes of the chords are these. So I'll probably go with this then. Which means I still need this chord here. And then I have to figure out something for this. So the C sharp major would be this. But I'm going to use an inversion of it. First inversion would be this. And then possibly move this note down here as well. So that's the second inversion. Which is like this, right? So let's hear it. Yeah, it doesn't sound like I imagined it would. It's a funny thing, actually. I don't know if it would take practice or what, but like I'm pretty good with playing by the ear when it comes to melodies. Or I can figure out what goes where, but with chords it's different. And the more notes there are in a chord, then the harder it is to figure out what the sound would be like. At least that's in my case. Did I? Oh yeah, you're right. So it was, but it was supposed to be F, because that's the C sharp major. If I used E instead, then it's a minor chord, but I can experiment with that as well. And that actually sounds better. And possibly I could use a minor chord for the third one as well. Let's see what that would sound like. So that would be B, D sharp, F sharp. But if it's a minor chord, then it's this. It sounds kinda too pessimistic on its own, but let's experiment anyway. So that would be a D here. didn't work. But I can instead still try this chord. That's not quite it either, but what would be the minor chord of A minor then? Would be like this, right? So if I make an inversion of it, then like this. No. That didn't sound right to me either. What about this one though? Like I said, lots of experimentation. Yeah, I like this one, I think. And I can try a minor chord there too, which would be this, right? No, like this. Better like this, but maybe then instead I could try this. It goes too up. Well, whatever. Let's keep it like it is right now and add the bass notes then. Which were this. And then C sharp, I guess. I can try something different here then. Then add the rest of the pattern too. So anyway, earlier I was starting to talk about preparation for the stream. I found that pretty much no matter how many hours before the stream I start preparing, I still somehow run out of time before the stream starts. Like today, I was messing around with the music stuff and finding the chords that I wanted to use at first, right? And then I drew like a banner for the Twitch post. No, not Twitch, Twitter post. Which if you did not see it, I can quickly put on the screen, which has the schedule. And oh yeah, I did not mention in the beginning chat that yeah, there are like panels in the Twitch page now that show the schedule for these streams. Mondays on 6 p.m. GMT, or let me check, what was it? I think 1 p.m. EST, which is Eastern Standard Time in the United States. So yeah, I made that. Let me see if I can somehow put it on the screen. Like this. Now everything went black. This is not right. Yeah, this one shows it. So it's like a simple thing that I threw together in like 10 minutes. But then I noticed that, oh, whoops, I have to start the stream already, and anyway, I ran out of time. But yeah, I'll probably post on Twitter with this banner from now on. Maybe I'll make an animated GIF for my head here. But let's get back to music. Where was it? This scene. Got all confused now. I get confused easily. So, I was going to add some more notes here. Animated pixel art Riho face. I'm not sure if I want to make it a pixel art one. What I did was just screenshot the OBS, the software that I'm using for streaming. I was just screenshotted the preview window, and then I took my face off of that. I could have used the phone or whatever to take my picture, but by that time I had already placed the phone for the MIDI keyboard here, so yeah. Anyway, let's add the notes here then. make them longer like before. And maybe add both the lower and the higher notes here. Not quite. Yeah, this would do, I guess. And the bass notes for these two. And let's try to add some more melody here. And like I said earlier, melodies are somewhat easier for me to come up with in my head and then put them down in the program. So sometimes I don't even have to try them out on the keyboard first. The melody here is quite weird, I think, but I don't imagine it to be like a lead melody, but more like a background thing. So it might work in that sense. So do I want the drums in this song? And if so, then what kind? Mostly I've at least put hi-hats in Office Management 101 songs, I think. And perhaps something else too, but like a shaker would fit well here, I think, but I've used the shaker quite extensively already, I think. So what else could there be? Even used cowbell on one of the songs that I made on stream last year. But something like that might actually fit here. Let's see if I can find what I have in my head. Not sure what it would be called. Not this back. Maybe here? No, not tambourine. Not quite rim shots either. Something like this maybe, but maybe a bit more wooden. So what other kits do I have that I could use here? Jazz. No, funk. Not quite either. Usually when I'm trying to pick the drum sounds, I just browse them. Let's see if anything sounds about right. Not loops. Percussion. This might be it. equalize them a bit as well and take off the higher parts of it. I'm doing it pretty randomly, just seeing where it goes. But now I still want to add something shaky as well. Shaker effects. No, not quite. But there were shakers here, right? To add some reverb to it, I think, to make it carry a bit longer. Not this long. And possibly equalize it and take off some of the lower parts of this, like totally off even. So the question is where to go from here then. Something that would play the bass, I guess, would be the next step. So maybe one of these. Let's see what that sounds like. That's not quite it. That's not it either. I guess I'm gonna have to load up the sound font plugin for the bass, but it's not a very good plugin, the one that I use, but this is something that seemed to work the best with the sound fonts that I had. And what sound fonts are? They're these files that have samples in them mapped to the keys. There's a lot of like MIDI sounding sound fonts, but some sound pretty nice actually, and the collection I have is just some random ones, random free ones that I downloaded from somewhere. So let's see what this sounds like, for example. Guess if I equalize it a bit, it should be fine. It's kinda quiet, but can't really trust these small earphones either. I can fine tune it later on the speakers, but for now, let's go with this. Again, I'm not sure how loudly it would play for you guys, depending on what you're listening to, or on what you're listening to. If you're using headphones, good ones, then maybe this might hurt some ears. I don't know. Anyway, if there's a problem, then do let me know in the chat. But yeah, I can't really hear it myself much. Maybe I'll find a better one then. Like what's this, for example? No. I don't know what it was asking me. That's definitely not it. This one has a lot of noise in it. Maybe this one then. still barely hear it behind all the music. You know, I might turn off the microphone for a moment and then I can check what it sounds like in the speakers. So let's try that. You'll have to be without my voice for a bit then. Wow, okay, I'm back. On the speakers I could totally hear it and it was even too loud. So I turned it down a bit, but now on the headphones I can't hear it at all. So weird. These are definitely not the headphones for making music, but I'll eventually upgrade it. I should save for a change though. My voice is very quiet. Is the all I can think of is bringing down the music a bit. Yeah, maybe it depends on the position of my mouth to the microphone a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it better now? Maybe I just have to speak up. Can't be mumbling to myself. But yeah, possibly one of the reasons that many YouTubers and streamers are extremely loud and like expressive might be because that carries on better over the microphone. So I don't know. When I normally talk, I'm probably more of a quiet person, I guess. I'm not sure. Except when I'm drunk. So what shall we call this thing even? Since it's in the E scale, maybe it should start with an E, then see what word we can come up with. What's like an office related word that starts with an E? Earning. Blanking out totally. Elevator could be it. And since a lot of the music is elevator music like, then it would suit it, I guess. Yeah, let's go with that. Whatever. I'm so bad at naming my songs. So from here, usually I would change up the chords and melody and everything. Like maybe this pattern would repeat twice. And then that would be like a chorus part, and then it would go on into like a normal part. But how would that be? What would that sound like? I can try and see what some of the chords would sound like in this scale. So I was using let's take it higher. This one a lot, which is the bass chord, like the root chord. They also used this. Could try more jazzy versions of the chords. So if this is the default jazz, would add something like this, for example, here. I'd like one more note here, but I've run out of keys. Does sound nice, kind of. So let's make this chord in the program and see what it sounds like then. What was I doing anyway? Just this, and then I added one more. And now sometimes I use these strum tools. I could do it manually, but this just makes it easier. So it changes the time when the notes start, and also the volume of it, or the velocity. But there's also randomize, which I can use to mess around with the note velocities a bit more. This might not necessarily even go anywhere. But we'll see. I'm gonna check the Discord for a bit. Someone's talking to me. Yeah. Just had to deal with something for a bit. Anyway, let's see what this sounds like. It's not quite it. Scale levels. Yeah, like I was saying, this might not necessarily go even anywhere. I'm just trying out some chords and seeing if they sound nice or not. Scale levels, this was what I wanted. It kinda sounded nicer when I played it on the keyboard. But I guess that just depends on the order I'm pressing the keys. Anyway, whatever. Let's hear the original song again. I can try and do this jazzy thing here instead. So what notes could I add here then? This was a B major chord, so here and here maybe. Wait, no. This would just copy these notes. So that's not quite it. And that's because I'm putting them in the wrong place. It's definitely jazzy sounding, but it doesn't sound quite right for this. One way to check or like add notes here would be just to check what notes are in the scale and see what I'm not using in this chord yet. So I'm using this. So I could in theory add a G sharp somewhere, but that would be right next to the A, so no. P I'm using, then there's this. I guess E and C sharp are the ones that I'm not using yet. I don't have to use all the notes, I guess. But you have paid for all the notes. That's a good point. I mean, if I paid for them, sure, I have to use them all. I'm kind of liking where this is going. That's a bit more color to the whole song, I think. So, one thing I can try is make the first time the loop plays to play the simple version, and the second time it plays, it would play with the additional notes. Or it could even happen like later on in the song. Like there would be some other parts here, and then it goes back to the original loop and plays with the additional notes then. But that I can try and experiment with when the song is more fleshed out, I guess. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how to continue from here. Sometimes what I do is I start off a song, get like some of my ideas in the program, and then I let it sit sometimes for months even. And when I come back to it, then I have new ideas how to carry on with it. Sometimes I have something in my head, like I keep repeating this original small piece in my head until something clicks, and then suddenly I know how to continue it. So that's how it works sometimes, but not always. But since the usual 2 hours are about to end soon anyway, let's leave this song like it is for now. I can quickly play some other ones that I made on the stream before, right? So let's see a few. And after that, I'll be wrapping up. And I'll be back again next Monday then. So this was the first one that I made on stream, and I continued on it off the stream a bit. But still lots of work to be done on this one. But I think the beginning of it came out pretty nicely. What else? There was one that was inspired by a Christmas melody. Wish You a Merry Christmas. Is that the name of the song? I'm not sure. But then it goes like its own way. So that might be like a future winter season music then. And there's a spring version as well. What's that? I don't even remember right now. It's only a short one. So I guess I had an idea for the melody. but the sound that plays the melody, I'm not a fan of quite. Had something else in mind, but I couldn't find like a good instrument for it at the time. What else can I play? Oh yeah, there's an autumn one as well. I think that one I also made on stream. Yeah, some of these load quite long, but this one was fine. This autumn one is a bit more sinister than most of the other ones in the game. This end part is just some experiments. But overall, I think this came out pretty nicely so far. Okay, so much for that then. Now let me switch up the scene. And there we go. So, I'm going to be wrapping up for the day then. This was a bit more quiet than usual maybe, but we got some work done, and yeah, it was nice to get to music for a change instead of pixel art. So thank you everyone who joined in again, and hopefully we'll see you around again. And yeah, next Monday, 6 p.m. GMT. That's 8 p.m. In Estonian time zone, and 1 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time in United States. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye.